welcome to today's gentle yoga practice. I'm Ariel. We're going to be working with 2 blocks, 2 straps, one of which is in a long loop, approximately the length of a leg, and a blanket. Let's begin in seated meditation. And I'd like you to bring your palms together over your heart. Lengthen your spine. Notice which leg is in front, if you have one ankle in front of the other. And maybe switch it up to the one that you don't commonly put in front, the one that feels a little bit more awkward. Take the hands down to your thighs and massage your thighs out just a little bit. Your shoulders up to your ears, back and down. Let out a sigh. And we're going to do that again all together. So full breath in. Roll your shoulders to your ears. Allow the eyes to close and the elbows to get heavy. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Aware of your breath. In my classes, there's no need to change your breath. Just notice, allow, explore if it can go broader, deeper. To your low abdomen, right below your belly button. Another hand to your low ribs and back. As you breathe in, feel expansion in both parts. Exhaling fully, move your hands now to the sides of your ribs. Feeling expansion right and left. Finally, press your palms together over your heart, bowing your chin softly to your chest. Bringing to mind an intention or sankalpa for your practice today. My recommendation is keeping the mind on the mat. Mind on the mat. Body is never in the future and it's never in the past. So when you stay present, you become very aware of what's happening in the body now. It's a great vehicle for greater presence in general. When you're ready, open up your eyes. Let's go through the 6 movements of the spine. So, hands to your knees. You can stay on your blanket or move it out of the way if you'd like. And we're going to inhale to the front of the sitting bones, find a little bit of a back bend. And exhale and curl back. Inhale to the front of the sitting bones, little bit of a back bend. Exhale and curl. A couple more times, let this movement really be at peace with your breath. After your next round of cat and cow spine, find yourself in neutral.
Let your left hand come down to the floor, right arm reach towards the sky, and then start to walk your hand out and lean. Left arm bends if reasonable, but try to maintain your right sitting bone rooted in the floor. Take it on a little bit of a diagonal, just reach. Back to the side. Come on up. Left arm to the sky, right fingertips walk out. And go ahead and lean. This gorgeous side bend. If you have any pinching in your shoulder, you can do the same thing, by the way, with your hand on the hip. You're just going to elevate the whole shoulder blade. You'll get a nice release that way. Take it on the diagonal by reaching forward about 30 degrees. That delicious cookie over there. Want to nab it. Full breath. And inhale. Up. Sweep your right arm to the sky again. And bring your left hand to your hip. Just start to turn and chop. You want to chop your right arm to the outside of your left knee. Get really, really tall. And exhale, spin and look over your left shoulder. So you'll be looking towards the back of the room. Notice how your breath shifts when you're inside of the twist. You inhale back to center. Right hand to the hip, left arm to the sky. This is our spinal twist, right? So as you chop and take the hand over to the outer knee, or really wherever it lands, you're gonna first get really tall, and then you're gonna turn your belly button to the right, your ribs to the right, your shoulders to the right, and finally your chin, even your eyes, your gaze is to the right, looking to that back wall. Inhale, back to center. Let's go through that one more round. So these are the 6 movements of the spine. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Walk your left hand out, reach the right arm up and side bend. You can change the side bend a little bit by reaching on a diagonal, either forward or back, whatever feels good. And then inhale up and walk it out to the other side. Get really tall before you lean. And reach it on the diagonal. And back. And up. And finally a twist. So this round we're going to take the twist in a little bit of a funky fashion. Bring your arms up to cactus. And just see how much you can spin to your left without any addition of the arms. And use this exact muscular effort, but then add on to it just a little bit, so that when you bring your right arm across and you take your left hand down behind you, close to your bum, close to your sacrum, you can get a nice full body twist. Unwind. Come back to center and first engage all the muscles right around the spine. So there's obviously the obliques, they have a little bit of a reputation, and you're engaging those to some extent. But you're also engaging little tiny muscles right around your spine called rotatories that just go from one vertebra to the next, or sometimes over 2. So you're engaging all these little stabilizing muscles as you do this. And then deepen the twist. So left hand to the outside of the right thigh, wherever it lands. Right hand comes in close to your sacrum, close to your bum, and then turn over your right shoulder. Come back to center. So now that we've warmed up the spine, we're going to get into the IT band and the outside of the hips. And I'd like you to have your 2 straps within arm's reach. Set your blanket to the side.
onto your back. So strap number one, this loose strap that you have, just loop it around your right foot. Start with both knees bent. Right foot reaches towards the sky. And I'd like you to walk your hand up the strap towards your foot, just for a nice hamstring stretch. I like to make my stretches more active. It's safer for the muscles and tendons and ligaments. So what I like to do for this one is take a little bit of a bend in the knee and to try to push the strap towards the ceiling. And then I'll do some gas pedal action with the foot. So point and straighten the foot a few times. And as you do this, your knee will naturally perhaps straighten. Walk the hands a little further up the strap if that's reasonable. And then stretch your left leg out on the floor. So your left leg goes straight. And the right leg, maybe still gas pedaling, is moving in a little closer to your chest. Good. Grab hold of the strap only with your left hand now. And slowly take it across, but not all the way to the floor. I'm going to just take it across maybe 30, 45 degrees till you feel that first stopping point. And again, do some actions here by gas pedaling your foot. Pointing and flexing at the ankle. Good. Come back to center and set the strap to the side for a moment. Grab your big loop, the one that's the length of your leg, and first pay attention to the flap, the end of the strap. That you want pointing towards you and on the outside of the leg. So you're going to put your, your left foot in the loop of this big loop and hook it way up high over the right thigh. And if you have the strap, the end of the strap towards you, you can tighten it or you can even adjust it a little bit looser as needed. So this strap, it's digging in way up high on the thigh, almost all the way to the joint, definitely to the fold of the head. And then, now that you can't move hardly, you're going to take your other strap and place it around your right foot again, just like you did before. And notice what's different. Activate your left foot in this process, really, really reaching through the left, and point and curl your right toes back towards the eyes. So I'm going to come around and get everybody fully into the shape. That looks awesome. Closer to the hip all the rights and lefts. All right. Okay, so you guys who have your leg up in the sky, go ahead and take that right leg across your body again, just like you did a moment ago, and notice if it's any different. And you need to have this strap pretty firmly on you. And you want to use your left leg to give it a little bit of pressure. Good. So what you should be feeling is that right hip pressing down and sort of the pelvis squaring off. I haven't forgotten that. Coming right back. And again, you can find an angle that feels really good to you. For those of you who are like, my hamstrings, they're not liking this. Well, there's a reason for those of you who can usually get your leg a lot closer to your trunk. When you really keep your pelvis square, you don't go up and around all of the structures. So you're keeping your pelvis really square by using the second strap, the one that's in the big loop shape. And that's what's going to make the intensity of this practice go up a little bit. You probably feel some things on the side of your hip that you don't normally feel because you can't really hike it up and go around. So let's come back to center. Everybody should have had the experience of going straight up towards the sky and also over to the side with this strap, and also being able to modulate the pressure on the hip from the leg that's out in front of you. So let's come back to center and release the loose strap off to the side. We're going to switch the loop strap like this. So please bring the ball mount of the right foot into the strap. If you want to get really picky, especially those of you who have slightly different leg lengths, you'll want to have this tail end of the strap pointing up towards your head on the outside of the leg so that you can then adjust it. So the loop goes over your left thigh and over your right toes. And you can adjust and tighten. Catch your second strap now and go straight up towards the sky. So as I mentioned before, I like to start with hamstring stretches. I like to start really, really active. And we're gonna actually kind of bend the left knee and push the ball mount of the left foot towards the sky. And then do the gas pedal maybe about 10 times with that left foot before you really, really fully straighten the left knee. Use your right leg to adjust how much pressure is on the strap. If it feels like it's digging in an unpleasant way, you can also adjust so that it's not that much pressure. But know that the pressure is probably a good thing, like a deep massage. And then eventually walk your hands up the strap and see where you land. And then very slowly take the leg over to the side, just about 30, maybe 45 degrees. And again, start to point and flex your foot. You'll want both ends of this strap around the left foot, just in your right hand. Again, use your right leg to adjust and try to keep your pelvis fully flat to the floor. Hang out here while I do another round. Just make sure everybody's good. Okay, so we're going to talk for just a moment, and feel free to come out, undo all of the straps, and to balance yourselves out, we'll just do the left leg with just the one strap again, the way we started with the right leg, okay? So have your strap that has no loop around the left foot, pointed up to the sky,
walk over my head. Point it up to the sky and then straighten out your right leg and bring it across. And you'll probably notice a slightly different sensation versus when your straps are squaring you off completely. Because when you don't have that strap to pull the hip downward, it's going to hike up just a little bit and go into a slightly different muscle group. You can go straight up to the sky, and you can also bring the leg slightly across the body, 30-45 degrees. Activate the foot. To speak to those of you who are feeling it in the outside of your calf or the outside of your knee, it could be a few different reasons, but essentially the nerve pathway that goes down there, it all starts. Everything's coming off your spinal cord, right? And then these big bundles of nerves, like the nerve highways, are traveling through your gluteal region, through the hips, down through the backs and front of the legs, and into your calf and shin. So the nerve could be a little bit stuck in one place. And especially when you're pointing and flexing your foot, that acts as what's called a nerve glide. So it's like the flossing of the nerve through your body. And it might feel good, it might feel a little bit too intense for you. So feel free to back off if it's too intense. And let's please bring the legs straight back to center. Hug, release all the straps. Hug your legs in towards your chest. Rock a little side to side. And then please rock all the way to one side and press up to a comfortable seat. Come onto all fours. Grab hold of your blanket and place it under your knees for a little bit of cushion. This, of course, is optional, but it's quite nice. And curl your fingers into the floor as you start to put your weight into your hands. For anybody who has a little bit of wrist tenderness, you can always fold your yoga mat over and get the heel of the hand on that folded part and the fingertips, the base of the fingers down and rest it. Reach your right leg back and up to hip height. And start to activate your glutes a bit here and your core. You can also bring your left hand to your low belly and really scoop in. This is optional. Spread the toes and then slowly take the foot off the left side of your yoga mat. So cross the body, take your right foot all the way off the left side of your yoga mat and lean back. Back to center. Lower through the knee. And inhale, lift through the left leg. Again, the tendency here is to sway the low back. So scoop the low back, straighten that back leg. I'd love for you to feel it in the glutes. Bring your right hand optionally to the low belly and really activate the left leg like you're pushing into the strap. Imagine the strap is there. And then please bring the foot all the way across the right side, off the right side of your yoga mat. Push into your hands. Lean back a little bit. Notice your breath. Inhale to center. Lower your knee down and then wiggle your knees a little bit over to the left side of your blanket or your mat. Bring your feet a little to the left and then tuck your left knee right behind the right. You're going to start to sit back just a little bit. And some of you will feel plenty of intensity right here as you start to sit back. So this is basically the introduction to Gomukhasana legs. So you can rock back and forth, or some of you will feel perfectly comfortable rocking all the way back and sitting between your heels, essentially. The middle ground is to have a bit of a block here. It's still quite a far ways to go, but you can sit on the block as well, between your feet. Good, and on your
if you brought the block back, bring it back to the front of your yoga mat and uncross your legs. Put your knees on the blanket again. Wiggle your knees over to the right side of your yoga mat. Sweep your feet off to the right. And tuck your right knee directly behind the left. Create a little separation between your feet. And then slowly start to shift back. Again, if you are close to being able to rest, quote unquote, in this position, but not entirely there, you can use your block, maybe even in a tall position, to give you a little bit of support under your hips. Slowly shift forward, remove the block, settle the hands, and uncross your legs. Please curl your toes under and straighten up your legs for your downward facing dog. Shake out your head. It doesn't have to be the wildest, biggest expression of downward facing dog right now. But please bend your right knee a ton and release it. And then bend your left knee a ton and then release it. Turn your toes inward slightly so your heels are out. It looks like your feet are pigeon-toed. And begin to walk your hands all the way back towards the back of your yoga mat. If your blanket's still in the middle of your mat, please take it off to the side. And with your toes turned in, inhale halfway up. This is called Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, knees can be as bent as you like. Full forward fold, full Uttanasana shape. Shake out your head, nod it up and down. For those of you who typically go to yoga class and do this shape a couple times a week, this pose, you might notice with the toes turned in 20-30 degrees that it feels really, really different. So play with that idea and maybe even shift a little right and left. And release your hands. And very slowly walk straight back out to downward facing dog. We're going to take a funky walk to the front of the mat. Start by bringing your big toes to touch. And then cross your left thigh over the right thigh. And then the right thigh over the left thigh. And the left thigh over the right. And the right thigh over the left. Let these steps be really wide. See how close to the edge of your yoga mat you can bring your feet. And as you do this, you're going to feel, again, the sides of the feet. Sides of the legs open up. We'll make it all the way to the front of the mat, and this is a great place to have your hands on your blocks. So optionally, hands to the blocks, I recommend the tall position, the Papa Bear position. And on your inhale, come halfway up. And on your exhale, fold. Please bring your right hand to the outside of your left shin. And you can have the left hand, I recommend, on your hip actually. And give a little bit of a tug to the right arm as you bend the right knee and look out over the left shoulder. You guys feeling this on the side of your hip? A few nods. Excellent. And slowly release. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right shin. And right hand to the right hip, and look up towards this hand. And slowly release. Bring the hands to the hips. Bend your knees. Rise up. Excellent. All right. So we're going to apply the principles of what we did just a moment ago on our backs with the straps to standing. So please stand on your right foot and draw your left knee up. Imagine there's a bench right here and you're kind of sitting down with that left hip. And then bring your right hand to the outside of the left knee. And then the left arm, reach it back, reach it back, reach it back. So you can either keep the hand on the hip, reach. I recommend either looking straight ahead from wherever you are, picking a spot and staying there with your gaze. If your balance is feeling challenged, that's a good option for you. Or, to challenge your balance more, turn all the way to a bigger direction. Slowly return to center. And slowly lower down to the side. Shake it out a little bit. If you know that you need a bit of wall to do the other side, it's actually not cheating to have a fingertip or two on the wall, because one of the big components of balance is your musculoskeletal system. And so to get that more time to kick in and work, it's not actually cheating to have your fingertips on the wall. Make sense? We're gonna stand on the left foot now and draw the right knee up. And then bring your left hand over to the outside of the right knee. Right hand stays on the hip. Imagine you're sitting down on a little bench here. Try not to lean back. There's a temptation when you're in this shape to take your trunk and get the leg up like this. So try to almost scoop the belly and imagine your legs a bit of a marionette, and you're getting the lift from the musculature of the abdomen. So right hand to the right hip, either keeping your gaze fixed and just turning your trunk, or turning your gaze as well. And again, feel free to come to a wall, feel free to put your fingertips in the wall. Good, and slowly. Set both feet to the yoga mat, to the floor, a little wider than hip distance, a little wider than shoulder distance, and sit down. So this is a very wide-legged chair pose, kind of like football punting shape. You're going to bring your hands to the outside of your knees. Gently push your knees into your hands. So you can see I'm arm wrestling with my thighs. I'm not curling my fingers to the inside. I'm actually just flat hands outside of the knees, pushing up. So this awakens some of the lateral musculature of the hips that will help to stabilize the hips and the knees in time. Good, and then grab one of your blocks and place that between the thighs and just sit down. Squeeze the block about 30% of your potential effort. And lift up. Set the block to the side, back to the front of your yoga mat. And we're going to stand again on the right foot, but bend the right knee this time. Check that you can see your big toe on the inside and that your hips are shifting backwards. So you want to lean forward a little bit, nose a little bit past your toes, hips back. And from here, you're going to take that left leg, float it up and over, and you can either leave the toe on the ground for what I call the kickstand, float the foot up, or tuck your foot under the calf, behind the calf. This is Garudasana legs or eagle legs. Still aim the hips backwards and then press your palms together overhead. Inhale, rise up, unwind, shake it out. And we'll bring it to the other side. So you're going to take a bend in your left leg, come into the right tiptoes, butt back, chest up, float, toe tap. This is the kickstand, the foot float, or the tuck. And we press our palms together at the heart. And I think that genuinely one of the most challenging pieces of balance poses is keeping a steadiness in your gaze. So as the teacher, I have to look around. It's my responsibility to look and see. But for you,
opportunity to find a tiny speck, like almost a speck of dirt on the floor in front of you, diagonally in front of you. Just focus. Notice how your mind loves to wander and your eyes love to wander. And now that that muscle is burning, let's slowly come up and exhale. And just cross one thigh over the other. It doesn't matter which one you do first. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. You can put your hands on your blocks, or if reasonable, to the floor. Shake your head out a little bit. And inhale, bring the hands to the hips, and come all the way up. And cross the other leg over. And exhale, and fold. So hips back. Stay high on your thighs if your hips are a little bit tight. And give your feet plenty of space between one and the next. And inhale, rise up. All right. So we have one challenging pose for us to play with today, and then we'll wrap up. You're going to bring your left foot forward and your right foot back. Spread the toes of your front foot, like so you can see a little bit of air around all of them, between all of them. And root them back down to the floor. And with your back toes, you have maybe 3 to 4 feet, like a capri length inseam, or less. Your pelvis is going to square towards the front of the mat. Lift your back arch. Squeeze your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades, lifting your chest. And then start to walk your hands lightly down this front leg. Now, I usually like to stop right at the knee and just readjust. Imagine that strap is on your leg and you're pulling your left hip back. You can also lower down right hand to your block. Maybe left hand to the block. And keep pulling back with your left hip. Third strategy for pulling back with the left hip is to take your left thumb and drive it into that hip crease so that you can really start to feel that outer edge of that foot, that leg. Firm your back leg as you breathe. And then optionally, walk your hands using the blocks, all the way off the left side of your yoga mat. Keep your legs firm, spine long, back of the neck long. And some of you may wish to keep one of the blocks close to the outer ankle. Left hand to the left hip. Slowly stack left shoulder over the right. And open into revolved triangle pose. So in your case, you would be turning towards the prop wall. Then both of your knees. Set your feet flat, fold forward, soft bend in the knees. Shake it out a little. And let's step the left foot back. So again, about 2/3 space. Rise up, capri length space as I call it. Square your hips to the front of the mat. Spread your toes of this front foot. Lift and spread them, fan them out, get some air between them, and root them back into the floor. Lift your back arch, and slowly walk your hands down. You can stop at the knee. You can pull your right hip back with your thumb. Imagine that strap is still there. And then you may wish to walk your blocks all the way off to the right side so that you're really pulling back with that right hip. Walk them out a little bit away from you for a moment. And this advanced pose, which I genuinely think is a very advanced pose, it's called revolved trikonasana. So if you want to experiment with it today, you can. Left hand stays on the block. Stack right shoulder over left. Keep pulling that right hip back. Option to bring the right arm to the sky. So this is all optional. But ideally, you keep your back foot flat to the floor. Come back to center. A little hanging forward. And your blocks can be your friends and helping you get on and off the floor. So if you want to go hands-free, you can go hands-free all the way to the floor. Or if you want, you can use your blocks and help you come into a comfortable seat. Please cross your right thigh over the left thigh. And I've just crossed them without really bending the knee intentionally at all. Just a little cross. Lift your heart. And exhale, fold forward. If you need your blanket under you, you can do that if you feel like you don't go anywhere. And if you want to, you can walk your hands over to the right again here. Strap is also your friend. Keep your chest lifted. And again, point and straighten this top foot if you wish. Inhale up and switch sides. You're really tall. Exhale, fold. Free to bend and straighten, flex and point your top ankle. Inhale up. Have your blanket rolled up in case you'd like it for under your knees for Savasana. Wiggle yourself to the middle of your yoga mat and slide your blanket right under your thighs. And down on your back. Savasana, you can always do a final neutral shape, like drawing your knees to your chest or stretching the legs up to the sky. But you can also keep your knees bent to relieve any pressure in your low back. Widen the feet and let the knees step on one another, rest on one another. Or so you can stretch your legs out, palms up.